JT just made it clear to Cardi B that she isn't backing down anytime soon, and she went all in on her. Everyone knows these two have been going at each other for days now, but JT just took things to another level. She hit Cardi where it hurts and accused her baby daddy, Stefon Diggs, of being gay. But that's not all. Word on the street is that JT says she's got proof to support what she's saying about Stefon being on the down low. And from what people are talking about, things aren't looking good for Cardi or Stefon right now. There are even claims that he's been involved in some messed up situations with men who aren't gay at all. It's getting wild, and the drama is reaching a new level of messy. Now let's get into what JT is saying. This week has been rough for Cardi. While everyone expected her to be celebrating the success of her second album, that hasn't really happened. The album hit #1 and sold 200,000 units in its first week, which is a big deal. But instead of enjoying it, she's been dealing with non-stop drama and catching heat from all sides, especially from JT Cardi B, and JT haven't been cool since Cardi called JT Nicki's lapdog and told her to go fetch. Their feud ties back to Cardi's long-standing beef with Nicki, which makes things even more complicated because JT actually used to be on Cardi's side. She even tweeted things like, "I just don't like Nicki because she acts like she runs everything. I want Cardi to completely take over. Push her to the back." She and Young Miami even went live once just to throw shade at Nicki.
That hoe ain't even entry. She been me, but she got dropped like some grocery. I'm gon' I don't care. I'm beefing with Nicki, but I ain't no Remy.
Somewhere along the way, JT switched sides and started supporting Nicki instead of Cardi. According to Cardi's sister, Hennessy, the fallout began when Cardi didn't include JT in the WAP video. Hennessy tweeted that everyone saw how JT changed up on Cardi the same day WAP dropped. She claimed JT shaded Cardi because she was upset about being replaced in the video. Even though they later made peace, Hennessy said JT was still acting shady behind the scenes and that people could see it publicly. She ended her tweet by calling JT a thief and telling her to stop pretending like nothing happened. Now, JT has always been known for stirring things up. But her exposing Stefon and accusing him of being on the down low didn't come out of nowhere. It started after Cardi took shots at her in her song Magnets. In that track, Cardi didn't just go after JT. She also threw shade at JT's boyfriend, Lil Uzi Vert, hinting that he might be hiding something. I'm not defending anyone, but Cardi mentioning JT's man probably explains why JT hit back by dragging Cardi's man into it. In the song, Cardi rapped lines like, "You a shady chick, been trash since birth, mama didn't want you, bottom feeder. All that D writing still ain't get no feature from B. She mad cause her man sharing bags. My man cheats, but I don't mess with no dudes. You a hot mess. You never had looks. Started dressing late. Ricky? Oh, the only fashion house you know. Should have asked me, I would have taken you to the show." Anyone who knows JT knows she's super protective of her relationship with Uzi and hates when people talk bad about them. So when Cardi took those jabs at Uzi, it was obvious JT would be furious, and she was. She clapped back by dragging Cardi's man into the mess. And no, she wasn't talking about Offset this time. She meant Stefon Diggs. If you keep up with gossip pages, you already know there have been rumors about Stefon being on the down low, but JT went further, claiming he doesn't just hide it. She said he allegedly forces himself on men who aren't even interested. Last year, celebrity stylist Chris Blake accused Stefon of making unwanted moves on him. When he rejected him, Stefon allegedly had him attacked. About a year ago, TMZ released a shocking video that got everyone talking. It showed Drake's stylist being jumped in an elevator by 3 men right as he stepped out. The clip spread fast, but the twist came when people noticed one of the attackers was Diaz Diggs, Stefon's brother. That connection immediately made people question what was really happening around Stefon. When the video first went viral, most people thought it was just a robbery. The story was that Blake got jumped for his jewelry and designer bag. But later, people realized that version wasn't the full truth. Just days before the attack, Blake had attended an event with Stefon Diggs, and according to him, that's where things took a dark turn. Blake claimed Stefon slipped something into his drink and then tried to make an unwanted move on him. He said he managed to escape before things got worse, but the whole experience left him shaken and traumatized. That wasn't even the end of it. Blake later shared more details, saying things only got more disturbing, especially after he started speaking out a few days ago. He alleged that Stefon even tried to harm him after he began telling people about what happened. The story blew up again, and now people are wondering what kind of trouble Stefon might really be involved in.
What made me most frustrated was the fact that he tried to unalive me after it, when in reality, even though I was drugged, even though I was violated, I never thought that the next step would be my life being threatened because you got turned down. But
JT decided to fight back using the same move Cardi used on her, by going after her man. She quoted a video of stylist Chris Blake talking about his experience with Stefon Diggs and added her own comment. "This is crazy and sad. Gay men deserve to be protected. I feel like people aren't taking this seriously enough." But she didn't stop there. JT went further, saying that Cardi's baby daddy was a gay man, not because of how he dressed or expressed himself, but because Chris had said it himself. She ended with, "Justice for Chris. I stand with the gays." That statement stirred up a storm online. Some people saw it as JT taking a stand for victims, while others thought she was using the situation just to hurt Cardi. When she mentioned how a person dresses or expresses themselves, people quickly noticed that she was trying to defend Uzi too. JT knows Uzi's style often gets attention. The colorful hair, tight clothes, and gender-fluid fashion choices. People have called him zesty more than once, so it felt like she was sending a message that appearance doesn't define sexuality. Of course, the internet doesn't miss a beat. Not long after JT's post, someone tried to come for her by posting a photo of Uzi wearing a dress and carrying a purse. Instead of backing down, JT doubled down and defended him proudly. She said, "Yes, my man dresses how he wants. He minds his business, works hard, takes care of his family, and inspires his generation. His style made him Lil Uzi." We're talking about Chris right now. Focus. That line instantly went viral because people respected how she stood up for Uzi even while defending her point, but things didn't stay peaceful for long. Cardi B doesn't let anyone come for her without hitting back, and she had receipts ready. She posted screenshots of messages between JT and Uzi, showing that their relationship hasn't always been smooth. In the texts, JT said, "I don't want to come up there sick and moody, then you get mad and curse me out. Then I beat, it's too much." Uzi replied, "I want to because I invited you." JT responded, "I have to work. Come here. I'll come after we leave Miami if we still like each other." Uzi answered, "You think I've ever been through this? Be honest, I love you. Do you love me?" JT joked back, "La ooh, you make me evil. I don't act like this." Then Uzi dropped a bomb, replying, "You mad at me? Yay, but it's just because you're pregnant, so it makes you even more moody." That message immediately caught everyone's attention because no one knew JT was pregnant, if it was even true. Cardi added fuel to the fire by captioning the leaked texts with, "I want justice for them babies. Your man makes you remove every time. Ask what he told me about how he felt when he wanted to see Brit in that courtroom and she didn't show up, or do I need to play the audio? And don't let me start talking about what he said about Roc Nation. Just ungrateful." That caption alone sent social media into chaos. Fans started debating whether Uzi really said all that, if JT had actually been pregnant, and how much Cardi knew. The situation exploded even further when JT lost her temper again and fired back hard. According to reports, she pulled out what she called blind item receipts that allegedly exposed Stefon Diggs for being on the down low and even assaulting men who weren't interested in him. One blind item said, "This former A-list female rapper has a lot in common with her new boyfriend. Both of them have been accused of assaulting men they were attracted to." Another one read, "The A-list NFL player knows that everyone talks about him being with men, which is why he makes sure now to be photographed with plenty of women throwing themselves at him." Then there was another that made things even messier. The NFL player who hooked up with the married former A-plus list rapper while she was pregnant is now being accused of attacking men. People immediately linked these posts to Stefon and Cardi. Even though blind items never use names, the details were close enough for fans to put the pieces together. By this point, the feud had turned into something beyond a regular celebrity argument. It was now a battle of who could humiliate the other more by dragging their partners. People started joking online that JT and Cardi weren't even fighting about music or respect anymore. They were fighting over whose man is gayer. Memes flooded social media. Some users said both of them looked ridiculous for bringing their relationships into the mess, while others picked sides, calling one petty and the other bold for speaking truth. The drama also sparked serious discussions online. Many fans pointed out how dangerous it is to use accusations about someone's sexuality as a weapon in an argument. Others argued that if the claims about Stefon were true, then JT was just shedding light on something serious. The situation became a mix of gossip, moral debate, and public chaos. Exactly the kind of storm social media thrives on. Cardi didn't respond directly to every claim after that, but her fans did. The Barda went after JT nonstop, flooding her comments with messages calling her bitter and jealous of Cardi's success. They reminded her that Cardi's album just hit #1 and said JT was trying to bring her down because she couldn't compete musically. On the other side, City Girls fans defended JT, saying Cardi shouldn't have involved Uzi in the first place if she didn't want her own relationship dragged into it. As for Stefon Diggs, he didn't say a word publicly. He stayed completely silent, which only made people talk more. Some took his silence as guilt, while others said he was just staying quiet on legal advice. Either way, the rumors kept spreading, and old clips and tweets about his friendships with certain male figures started resurfacing. By the end of the night, the internet was a full-blown circus. Blogs, fan pages, and even sports gossip accounts were reposting the story, trying to keep up with each new twist. JT's posts about standing with the gays got mixed reactions. Some people called her out for hypocrisy, saying she wasn't truly supporting the LGBTQ+ community. She was just using them as a way to insult Cardi's man. Others said that at least she was bringing attention to Chris Blake's story, which had been brushed aside until she mentioned it. And while both women tried to prove their point, what really happened was that both their reputations took a hit. Fans started saying that the feud had gone too far, turning into something ugly that had nothing to do with music anymore. It was no longer about hits, fame, or success. It was about pride, revenge, and personal pain. Now everyone's waiting to see if either of them will actually drop more proof, or if this was just another internet war that fades in a few days. But one thing's for sure, JT and Cardi's beef has officially reached a point that no one saw coming, and it's only getting messier from here.